I think this is our first live chat. And I was quite thrilled by the question which you asked this morning on your Facebook. What is new normal to you?
For the past more than 70 days, new normal to me would be the way we conduct, especially our training, right? As trainers, now we cannot have a live session. We cannot go to classes. We cannot visit the clients, and we have to do a lot of virtual sessions. And we have already shared how many sessions that you have done, webinars so far.
Myself, I can't believe. I remember that time when you first time asked me, I was freaking out. But now when I look back, it's already 20, man.
That's a lot, right? That's a lot.
Unbelievable. I tell you, I really thank Brother James and you for pushing me. I still remember that was like, what, 2 months ago? And now when I look back, I say, oh, guys, you guys really made a difference. Now, you are a change agent. Huh? I always call you Agent 001. So now, this pandemic and social isolation, was it easy for you?
I've been talking about change a lot, and like you said, being the change agent, we always share this with the participants in the training, share with friends, right? And when it comes to when the rubber hits the road, this is the time when we are putting ourselves to test. Definitely, it's not easy at first. Not easy getting used to being isolated and being with my family because I travel very often. So now with this lockdown, it's like almost every day, I get to see my wife and kids, having breakfast with them, cook for them 3 meals a day, and it's totally a new normal to me. Yeah, it's definitely not easy,
Yeah, a lot of us we like to say these very often, family, but suddenly when you are together with them for the 70 days, you're just like, hey, take a break.
Yeah.
So I think these are the new realities of change. I believe that it's really hit hard on us. We are all change agents, change gurus. We always profess about change. Change is the only thing, is constant. But when it hit us, I think, like what you just now you say, like when the rubber meets the road, right, it's really tough. I think I struggle. But how do you feel this sense of restriction? Like last time, we are so proud in Malaysia, just think only you just go out, run out, and now you have to do a lot of stuff. What kind of stuff do you need to do before you go out nowadays?
I've got to ensure that I have a face mask with me. Now, Penang government has got this Penang PG Care, and everywhere we go, we need to scan, check in the place, and of course, people pointing to my head,
pointing gun to your face, man, every day.
Yeah, it's like, I felt offended at first. It's like, what is this people doing? It's like, as Asians, normally we don't do that. Don't point even a finger at people, So this is the new normal and we have to embrace it.
It's also tough because, we all always say as communicators, the eyes are the windows to the soul. Now, basically, your eye is nearly, covered. Can't really see people's expression. And do you find any sense of increase of uncertainty and anxiety when you are meeting people?
Yeah, I can't see whether they are smiling. I can only see their eyes. And then I remember my daughter shared with me the other day, said, Daddy, actually you look scary, when you're wearing your mask, because don't know whether you are smiling or whether you are really angry or can't see the expression.
I think it's a very interesting situation because we have lost our human senses in us, I don't know whether you remember in NLP training, I remember my coach Andreas Don was actually talking peripheral view, you do like this, like this. And then so that from here you can see, right? So we have this ability to look at, because, but now our ability to view is just that front part. So it makes it very tough. And sometimes I remember that day I was in Tesco here in Kampa, and then somebody came. I didn't even know. Suddenly the bloke appeared in front of me. I got a shock of my life. You understand? Because the peripheral view is gone. And I remember that one part where my wife wanted to get this thing measured. So after I measured, I moved away. Then she came in, and then I saw one lady beside her. Wow, the face was very fierce. As if my wife cut. But I think it's so difficult because she didn't have the peripheral view. So there's this sense of uncertainty, anxiety. Do you think your anxiety level increase in a scale of 1 to 10? Which level is anxiety now?
The initial stage was really high. I would say at about maybe 8 to 9. But now as I just came out today, my first time going out meeting people.
Oh, okay.
After like more than 70 days.
You're
And
fortunate, man.
I got an invite from a friend and a partner in
Mm.
business, and he asked me to visit him and talk about some future businesses. I would say from 8 to 9 initially. I would say now about maybe 7, around 7.
Yeah.
But there's still uncertainty because there's a lot of people not able to do business, and even haircut. We can't really get a haircut now, and it's a lot of I would say a lot of new normal. Even going to the hotel now, it's like empty. Coffee shops empty. No tourists in Penang. No outside people coming in, and we can't really go out as well.
It's very interesting because I think prior to this, we always talk about disruption. A very important term in IR 4.0. I think I don't think anybody expected the single virus to actually disrupt our life. But how about irritation? I mean, like, do you get irritated when you go out? How's your patient level now?
Especially when I drive now. I mean, now there are more cars on the road, and I got to confess that I'm a very impatient driver. Now I really have to practice patience because there's a lot of things that I myself also have to be empathetic towards others, especially when I want to go out to buy things from supermarket. Example, this Sunshine Square. There's a long queue. I took a picture of myself, and the queue was so long, and it took me 30 minutes just to enter the building.
Yeah.
Can you imagine?
Yeah, I think this is irritation because, as consumers, one of the things which we all appreciate is convenience. I remember last Sunday I went to Tesco, and my wife told me that by 7:45 we have to go. I said, why so early? Say, yeah, you have to go because you have to line up. So when we reached there, people already line up. I think they limit like 60 people to go in, which I thought was very good. They tried to manage, and I think they really follow the
SOP,
movement SOP, which is wonderful. You sanitize and everything. But only thing is that I think if Tesco people are listening, you also have to consider customers who are waiting outside. The 8 o'clock, the sun. You can say it's good vitamin D and so on. But then after a certain time, it's very irritating. And I remember I was trying to push the trolley. One lady gave me a look. So I also like. And then I told her, look, my wife in front. And they said, oh, okay, I can go. So the reactions of people, and then a lot of irritation. I think easily we can get upset and so on. So I think this is some of the new normals are very apparent now. But how about in terms of, do you feel isolated or you feel togetherness during this period?
Isolated from work, but togetherness with family. I travel quite often when I was really working, and now it's like most of the time I'm at home having meals with my family members, especially my wife and my kids.
So that's a very two spectrum of contradicting thing. One side you feel togetherness. Like myself is funny because my wife works and then I work. Then my 2 children now their classes all online. So morning we meet. After that, actually we are still in the house, but all isolated because everybody go into their own rooms and everything in order to do their work and stuff like that. So it's very interesting. This is something unprecedented. Same house. Last time, at least I can say, oh, I traveled to Vietnam, Cambodia, blah, 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 and everything. But now I'm here, but even though in the same house, but all of us isolated in our own virtual world and so on. So on the other hand, I noticed that this period also brought togetherness because I was able to connect with all my friends. I don't know if you would have gone to my Facebook. I got a lot of museums I created. My school museum, my work museum, and all this to connect back to all my friends. I think this was something which we wanted to do when we are already like 70, 80 years old, to look at all the photographs. Right? I never thought at the age of 50, I would look back at all the old photographs. And, in fact, I found my stamps that day. So it was a legendary achievement for me because I don't know whether you remember those days when we collect stamps. There are 13 states in Malaysia. So if you can gather all of it together, it's a big achievement.
Definitely.
I was like, wow, that was 11 years old when I did that. I think this period of isolation also make us to come together more. In fact, to tell you frankly, my family, we started to play board games. Only one board game. I think we easily played about 40 times.
Wow.
Never played board games because everybody was busy with our devices. But this time we take break from devices by having these games, which was
Yeah.
quite fun. I think
Me too. Yeah.
so what
I
kind of
also
board games do you play?
I play Monopoly
Okay,
Millionaire
that's my
with my
favorite.
son, and then and also Monopoly Deal, a card game, with my son and my wife. And also my son created his own games, and we makeshift our dining table into a ping pong table.
Wow,
So I play
wonderful.
ping pong with my son inside the house. Yeah,
Mm,
because now we can't go out, and the clubhouse is closed, and they don't allow us to go and even swim.
yeah.
That's why now I have got to come up with some other games. We play Nerf guns, Nerf war, yeah, all that.
So would you say that this new normal actually forced the best out of us, the creativity out of us?
Yes, definitely.
Like that, huh?
Definitely, we become more creative. It's like for me, I preach a lot the phrase "slow down to speed up." So
Mm,
to me now, the new normal is now is the time for us to really slow down and re-strategize, reprioritize certain things in our lives. And even now we know that we can live with minimal. I would say we don't have to be lavish. We don't have to spend lavishly. We don't have to eat out. We can actually home cook, and see, I can see that a lot of people are improving in terms of cooking as well.
oh
A lot of
yes.
recipes going around. So yeah, it's a good thing, and we are also giving nature time to heal. Less pollution now.
Yeah. So I
Yeah.
think we could easily say that this period of the new normal actually no need to resist lah. And it's a great opportunity. And I think we are all proponents of learning. I think the learning curve, fantastic, stiff learning curve. I
Yeah.
think we all picked up things which we thought is impossible and now become possible for us. Talking about online learning, online, all these things we are telling, but never utilize. I mean, Facebook Live, all actually were available, but never was a reason. But today we just thought, that, hey, look, since I cannot
Yes.
meet you face to face, we always talk over the phone, and that's why we say, hey, let's meet
Yeah.
up and make it a
Yeah.
habit of chit-chatting, at least looking at each other. So our soul can talk to each other. Would you say that this new normal actually make us realize that don't take things for granted? Okay, I think if you know
Definitely.
Kampa, where I stay, I mean, I never take things for granted, but I think more the day as I was walking, I realized, oh, wow, God is very kind to us, lah. Such a beautiful environment, and more I now, of course, I don't walk out of the place where I am in, still confined, but still, I move around more outside. I just walk, I just stop and look at the nature and be thankful for what we
Agree.
have. It's also a great time of to be resilient. I think our children will benefit a lot. Never in our life that we went through this kind of situation. But this is a global pandemic, and I think our children will become very, very strong to overcome any challenges in life because they have seen the worst. I remember my friend Mr. Yap Ming Seng said, "This is the mother, mother of all challenges." So I think if we can come out of this, our children will become very resilient. They will be able to cope. So just a final word from you. So what do you think the most important lesson for you in this new normal?
Even coming out like this, talking on Facebook Live is also a new normal to me, because I don't really like to be, in the limelight, and I don't like really, I just prefer to be on my own most of the time. This is a new normal to me, yeah. And definitely also today is a special day for you.
Oh yeah.
It marks the 8th year you
Oh,
are in
eighth year,
Kampa.
yes.
Yes. So this is the first, I would say, chit chat session they're gonna have, and it commemorates a good memory for all of us. It's a new normal.
So a collaboration between this is Kampa and this is Penang. That's why we call it
Yeah.
TIK4TIPs. So
That's right.
so I think our show will come to an end. So rather than go and see other people's show, we create our own show. So I hope
That's
that
right.
start of a new
The new
journey
normal.
for us.
Yeah, new
It's a new normal, but I think our time in this world is limited. So whatever we want to say, we
Yes.
better say, because nobody else want to give us chance to broadcast our thoughts, right? So let's broadcast, because I tell you, at least one soul will be touched. Remember our training thing, we always say what? At the end of the day, it's not that a million people who's listening this. One soul, if one soul can be touched by what Dion and myself shared, we already achieved our ambition in life.
Enough.
Okay, so thank you very much.
Right.
And
Thank you, sir.
Catch up soon,
I
man.
enjoyed myself.
All right.
Yeah, catch up with you. Thank you.